There are 6 heroes in Clash of Clans, and between them, there's 465 levels worth of hero upgrades to do. And if that sounds like a lot, it's because it is. But don't worry, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the fastest ways to upgrade your heroes and still have fun in the game. And these rules should work for all types of players, whether you're a returning player who may be rushed, or you're a seasoned veteran just trying to catch up on all your heroes. To begin, let's first discuss hero upgrade philosophies and which ones you should follow. There are generally 3 upgrade philosophies when it comes to hero upgrades. The first one is that you should upgrade your heroes and max them out all the way through your Town Hall journey. This method is good for giving you good power at your specific Town Hall level, but it slows you down a lot in terms of progression and delays your account progress. Because of this, I generally do not recommend that players follow this strategy. You're gonna take a long time to get to those later Town Halls where you get the most value out of your magic items and in events. The second option is to completely skip all of your hero upgrades and to catch them up later when you get to Town Hall 18 or whatever the maximum Town Hall level is. The benefit of this option is that you're gonna progress a lot faster than players who use method 1, and in some cases even twice as fast. And because of how hero potions work, you can actually just use hero potions to ensure that you have max level heroes for your wars and your ranked attacks. The only downside to this method is that you are going to be wasting your Book of Heroes value because you're not going to have long upgrades to go ahead and use those books on. Now the third upgrade philosophy is a hybrid between these two. Basically, you would skip all of your hero upgrades, but you would take one of your heroes and start upgrading it to ensure that you get good Book of Heroes value. Now the hero that is generally recommended for this is the Royal Champion, because although the hero is unlocked at Town Hall 13, it generally gets to those longer upgrades a lot faster. You could also use the Dragon Duke, which unlocks at Town Hall 15, to get to those higher levels a little faster as well. Between both of these heroes, the champion will actually get to those 8-day upgrade timers at 116 days, while the Dragon Duke will get there at 55 days. So the difference is 61 days, and if you can get from Town Hall 13 to Town Hall 15 within 61 days, you should prioritize upgrading the Dragon Duke. Regardless, either of these options are really good because as you level them up, you'll get better and better value out of your Book of Heroes faster. Now between these 3 philosophies, I would highly recommend following either philosophy 2 or 3, because the first one just takes way too long and delays your progress way too much. That being said, it is 100% your decision, and don't worry, because no matter which one of these methods you actually end up following, I have specific tips for each one that'll help you upgrade your heroes faster. But before we get into the specific tips for each method, let's go ahead and talk about the tips that'll work no matter what method you end up using. The first universal tip is to always think about your Book of Heroes value and trying to maximize it throughout your journey. Whether you're upgrading your heroes all the way or you're catching up later on, you want to make sure one of your heroes has a little bit of a higher upgrade time than the others to get better value. Now this gets tough if you're skipping heroes completely, but the main point is to focus one hero when it comes to Book of Heroes to try and get that value. Try to sync up your hero upgrades so that you have 4 heroes up at least one time each week. This will allow you to have one set of heroes to use for ranked attacks, so you can progress that way as well. And this is important because ores are a key factor for your progression and they should not be neglected. Do note though that this means that you will have to have the Dark Elixir to put down your heroes once again after you do your ranked attacks, so that's something to keep in mind. The number one time to upgrade your heroes completely, no matter which method you are using, is during Hammer Jam. Upgrading your heroes is something that every player has to do, and while you're upgrading your heroes, you can't use them. So you have to minimize the amount of time that they are actually upgrading so you can maximize the amount of time that you're actually using them. Because of this, it is super important that if Summer Jam or Hammer Jam comes around, you go ahead and full focus on your heroes, because that is less time overall for them to be upgrading. Not to mention that you're going to be saving a ton of Dark Elixir this way as well. The second best time to upgrade your heroes though is when you're using the Goblin Builder. The Goblin Builder is one of the most efficient gem purchases in the game, and if you put that efficiency towards your heroes, that is more time that you can play with the heroes instead of watching them sleep. When using hero potions, I would recommend doubling them up and using them for both your ranked attacks as well as wars at the same time. Some players just like to keep a Book of Heroes on them and not use it. This way, if they accidentally have a hero upgrade going and they got put into war, or they didn't time things correctly, they can use the book to save them some trouble. You can also do this a lot cheaper with builder potions, just in case you have one of those around and the upgrade timer is not that long. Now that's all the universal tips that apply to all the methods methods, let's go ahead and dive into each of these methods specifically. For those of you that are going to be maxing your heroes throughout your journey, these are the tips for you. It's best to focus at least one hero instead of doing them all evenly, as this will allow you to get good Book of Heroes value while you do the other hero. Putting down 4 or even 5 Dark Elixir heroes is no easy task, and it's not something that I would wish on my worst enemy. You'll have to stagger your heroes if you want to go about this process easily. And I know this conflicts with the point that I made about ranked leagues and wanting to have at least 4 heroes up at the same time, but this is yet again another reason that I don't recommend this method. It does not fit well into the modern game. Now, one of the issues that you'll have with this process is knowing how many builders you should put on your heroes and how many you should put on your buildings. And this is a serious problem because it's not the same for every town hall. It changes every time. Luckily, I've got a sheet in the description that'll help you determine how you should split your builders so that your key building upgrades can get done at the same time as your heroes. And my final tip about this method is that it is so prone to burnout. If you're ever getting really tired of this method, feel free to switch 2 methods, 2 or 3, and then relax there for a bit. At the end of the day, it's a game and you should be having fun. Now let's go ahead and talk about tips for players who are completely skipping heroes. If you're completely skipping heroes and you want strong heroes for war and ranked, you need at least 3 hero potions a week. You can get these from the Raid Metal shop, and these should be 100% a priority buy for you. If you want to save on hero potions and ensure you're never out of them, you can try to skip out on using those hero potions if there's a particular war that you're winning completely, or there's a war that you're gonna lose no matter what. Doing this should allow you to bank some of those hero potions so you don't get too low. Now, if you've used one of your hero potions and don't have an hour's worth of attacks to do, try raiding or doing some friendly challenges against your own base. I know that there was a recent change that allows you to go ahead and do a friendly challenge while using your upgrading heroes, but those heroes will not be maxed and will not represent what you're going to be using in war, so you should get as much practice as you can. Now, even if you're skipping heroes, you should 100% take advantage of any hammer jam or summer jam and stop what you're doing and completely just upgrade your heroes during that time. Again, the less time those heroes are upgrading, the more time you get to play with them. Now, an issue you'll have when you're skipping heroes is Dark Elixir waste. The best way to circumvent this in the early game is to use the lab and to do Dark Elixir upgrades, and then use the pet house 24/7 in the mid game so you can offset the Dark Elixir loss. No matter what you do though, most players will have Dark Elixir waste, and this is just worth it for the efficiency in my opinion. When you eventually start catching up on your heroes at the max level, I would recommend starting with the Dragon Duke. Remember that the Dragon Duke only takes 55 days to get to that 8-day book value. Since you'll be at the maximum town hall and you've unlocked all of your heroes at that point, the shortest upgrades is the best to take, because once you get the Dragon Duke to its 8-day upgrades, you can just use all of your Book of Heroes on him from that point on. Now, while you're catching up on your low level heroes, there's an important thing to remember. You can actively choose to skip one of your heroes for an extended period of time, especially if you still have hero potions around. Doing this will allow you to get 4 strong heroes at baseline really fast. Also, don't stop buying the hero potions from the Raid Metal shop until you have a completely solid level on 4 heroes. The main limiting factor in the game right now is ores, so you want to make sure that you're still showing up in ranked leagues and in war. I know you want to buy ores from the Raid Metal shop, but I want you to view this as a luxury and only secondary to those hero potions. And finally, I would highly recommend against putting all of your builders on heroes, especially when you try to catch them up and you're getting to those higher levels. You will be farming Dark Elixir for the entire day if you mess up your timings with upgrades, and it's truly a big cause for burnout. Take your time and have solace in the fact that you have literally done the most efficient thing possible. Now, for those of you that are choosing to upgrade one hero only to get good Book of Heroes value, here are the tips for you. First off, a lot of the tips for method 2 are the same for method 3, so make sure to go ahead and watch that section if you haven't already. If you're not a super active player or somebody who's going to be maximizing their time 100%, then I would start with the Royal Champion levels at Town Hall 13. This will allow you to get even earlier value from your Book of Heroes, as well as have some fun when it comes to farming. You'll also have to buy 3 hero potions from the Raid Metal shop every week to perform well in clan war and ranked leagues. I know I already mentioned this in the method 2 section, but I had to repeat it because it is that important. If you're going to use a builder potion, try to use it when you have that single hero upgrading. Again, minimize the time that they're upgrading, maximize the time you use them. Once your chosen hero reaches the 8-day upgrade mark, stop upgrading it. You want to save as many of those 8-day upgrades for books of heroes in the future. If you're still not at Town Hall 18 at this point, revert to method 2 where you're going to completely skip hero upgrades until you get to Town Hall 18. This way you can still get the best value out of your book of heroes, but you're not sacrificing those magic items that you'd be using at Town Hall 18. And other than that, the catching up tips are the same as in the method 2 section. Now with that, you should have everything you need to dominate the hero upgrade journey, but it's not enough. That's because hero upgrades are only half of the power spike of the hero system. The other half is the equipment that you have and the levels that you have on them. And that is exactly why you need to watch this video right here, where I rank every piece of equipment in Clash of Clans and tell you which ones are worth investing into.